Stay hydrated. First and foremost, stay hydrated. Outside of being appreciative, outside of being grateful, outside of being thankful, please stay hydrated, man. That sun putting people down out there. Raw ain't playing with none of us. Where do I start? Sometimes when I look at what I did on channel, through the pen and wrote on paper, the hardest part of bringing a message is making a message out this what look like mess, cause stuff just be everywhere. So y'all bear with me. We're gonna speak to whatever came up. It's gonna resonate for some, and if it don't apply, let it fly. If it resonates, look at what it's showing you, what it's saying to you, what it's speaking to you, because it's for you. Stillness and abundance, love and light, health and wholeness. Stillness and abundance, love and light, health and wholeness. Stillness and abundance, love and light, health and wholeness. I hope everybody's feeling good for no reason at all. 3 times. I'm in love and light, health and wholeness, in a place of stillness, and in the energy of abundance. I feel great for no reason. It's a time to be mindful. It's a lot going on, man. Somebody didn't make it today. At the same time, somebody was born today. It's a birthday every day, and it's a death date every day. But what does this really mean? What is life showing us in these trying times? Remember, everybody can't go with you. I don't know what your life path is on the spiritual journey, but everybody can't go with you. Everybody can't go. Where you going? Everybody can't be a part of what you building. And they're not supposed to. Everybody can't go where I'm going. The hardest lesson sometimes for us to learn is, and accept is, they're not supposed to. People not supposed to wherever it apply. Everybody ain't putting in the work that's necessary to be put in to go into places that spirit gonna take you. That's only meant for you to go according to the work that you done did and how you understand your life as a spiritual being in a physical vessel. Everybody can't go with you, but what does that say to you? We're gonna try to work over this traffic, man. I gotta have some air circulating through here, so y'all bear with that. What does that say to you? Everybody can't go with you. What does that mean to you? What does it show you? What does it bring to your mind when you hear somebody say, everybody can't go with you? Because I'm sure I'm not the first one y'all heard say that. For some, maybe so. But for most, I'm not so big-headed that I think that. If you refuse to do the work, you're not invited. In the realm of spirit, that's what we're being told. Those of us who have refused to do the work, those of us who have been shown the work and didn't do the work, those of us who said, fuck the work, I'm at the bag, you're not invited to the realm of spirit, man, and what it can show you, what it can do for you. And most people who find they self in them places, you gotta bust your ass to make sure that you do it for yourself if it's gonna be done. We could turn our back on the spirit. But I bet you won't like when the spirit turns its back on you. Whatever that may mean to you, according to, because everybody don't practice the same thing. It's time for some of us to turn back to the realm of source, the spirit, God, whatever you know it as. Don't let anybody stop your growth. Always be moving in the direction you need to be in. And that's not always easy to do. It's not always easy to know. And it's not always easy to be aware of. Because a lot of times we don't know where we're supposed to be to know the direction we need to be going in order to be in the space and or places that we need to be in for the highest good. Most times we find ourselves realizing that we have made bad or erroneous choices. I won't say bad choices, because no choice is bad if you can draw something positive from it. So erroneous decisions. Sometimes erroneous decisions find us in places that we find ourselves feeling lost. But those are the moments that we're also able to find ourselves. Sometimes when you lost, you gotta stop and allow yourself to be found. What does that mean? Sometimes when you find yourself lost, you gotta stop and allow yourself to be found. First of all, you gotta be able to recognize when you find yourself lost. Because if you don't, you'll continue. And this is so crazy, because you ever find yourself lost but don't know that you lost because you're so busy trying to find yourself? I wanted it to resonate for a minute. The more you try to find yourself in the space that you lost in, the further it gets you lost in the space that you lost in. So I'm gonna say it again. You ever try to find yourself in the space that you lost in, but don't know that the space that you lost in is where you're supposed to find yourself if you be still and allow yourself to be found. All the time we're not supposed to work out all the details. We don't even know all the details most of the time with whatever it is that we got going on. So it ain't no way that we can work out and work through all the details. Sometimes we have to let what needs to be detailed reveal itself to us so the work can be done. I hope I ain't losing nobody. The more you try to find your way, sometimes the more you get lost. So if you don't know how to take it upon yourself to be still, and whatever being still may dictate in the situations we find ourselves in, because every being still won't be physical. Some things may be mental, how we thinking. Some things may be emotional, what we feeling, you know. So to be still may be different for each and every situation and for each and every individual. But sometimes the more you try to find your way, the more you get lost. So sometimes it's just best to be still, and whatever that may mean to you. It's gonna be important to stay grounded. It's definitely gonna be important to stay grounded, man. We got a lot of how can I say this without coming off in anything other than love and light, but still being blood raw to the script of what needs to be said. We got a lot of weirdos out here in the spiritual community. We got a lot of immature folks in the spiritual community that unfortunately don't have nothing better to do than try to work spells or magic to cause conflict, cause harm, cause damage in people like you and you in my life. Unfortunately, we're gonna always have people who don't want to see us have nothing good in life. That could be with your family, that could be with your friends, that could be in your place of employment. It can be anywhere. It can show itself at anywhere, at any point, at any time, in any place. We're gonna always, unfortunately, we're gonna always have those type of people on the planet, light and dark, good and bad, however you want to see it. But in all that we get to see, and all that we get to experience, and all that we get to express, I hope we get some integration and balance out of it. Because that's what's going to be needed. We got weirdos going spell crazy out here. It just ain't no other way to say it. Thank God it's weak magic. Thank God for those of us who've been doing the work, who've been putting in work. We've been doing the work and putting in work. Because if so, you probably didn't even notice unless somebody told you. I try to keep myself in such a high vibrational place that I don't even notice stuff like that until it be brought to my attention. Too busy mastering myself in self-love so I could be a force of love. It's hard for anything to penetrate love. Holler if you hear me. I say it's hard for anything to penetrate love other than love. Ask somebody. Yeah. Those of us who are ascending, who are building our spiritual rank, continue to do so. As I said earlier, stay grounded, stay focused, stay centered. Continue your meditations, continue your affirmations, continue your decrees, continue your petitions, continue exercising, continue eating well, continue to do whatever is necessary for you to be in high vibrational frequency. Because if so, you fuck with it go anyway. Nobody, I don't care how much people evil are you, how much people put bad intentions on you or whatever. You don't have to worry about none of that stuff if you keep yourself in a high vibrational place. You gotta have high spiritual rank to you fuck with somebody like me. I'm gonna be this another blood raw day. Reason being, because I'm always healing, I'm always meditating, I'm always on my petition, I'm always on my affirmations. So it's hard to, when you always on your whatever you need to be on, it's hard to find a crack because you always filling them up. It's hard to find the void because you always filling it up. This journey is about wholeness. It's about completion. It's about purity. It's about perfection. And we got to put it in. We got to put in the work. Anybody who don't got anything better to do, than try to put spell work on other people, stop it. Stop it. For one, it ain't working. And for two, there's plenty other things that you could be doing with your life. Besides, our best magic, our best spell work is gonna be the work that we're able to do on ourselves. Instead of trying to burn a candle on somebody else, burn a candle on yourself, man. To get whole, to get healed. I don't know who I'm talking to, I don't know who I'm talking for, you know, but I'm speaking to the collective, man. Because it's things that be going on, you know, everybody not hitting from what goes on behind closed doors. You know, the seers can see, intuit, and intuitors can intuit. Humanity having a Job experience right now. I get it. Humanity having a Job experience right now. And we're not all handling it well. Y'all don't heard me say this time and again here recently. My condolences to any and all who have suffered loss, to family, friends, associates, anybody who have transitioned. My condolences. It's touched me. I'll say it like that. As I said in my opening, every day is a birthday and every day is a death day. Someone is born every day and someone leaves here every day. People transitioning and returning to the spirit. The same way people transitioning to come into this realm of flesh. We're in that phase where we're being tested. We're in that phase, what I call the Job experience, is when we find ourselves going through that phase where we're being tested concerning all our attachments. Whether it's family, whether it's friends, whether it's material possessions, whether it's money, whether it's close, intimate relationships, everything that we attach to, life is testing us with. Because we ain't come here to get weighted down. We came here to get light. We came here to lighten our heart, not make it heavy with a whole bunch of stuff based on this third dimensional reality. So we're going through a Job experience right now, you know. Planets, everything that we hear astrologically and all that comes up when it do, all these things are playing part in right now. For those of us who exercise sharing the things that we learn, I want us to remember that when you teaching has nothing to do with what you're able to share with anyone. Teaching's biggest reminder is remembering what we learned when we're teaching anybody. So teaching affords us the ability to remember what we learned in order to share it with someone else. A lot of times we don't realize how what we're going through is for us and not to us. Just to bring it to a close. A lot of times we don't realize that the things that we are enduring, the things that we have to endure, the things that we have to face, the things that pop up, come up in our life, come at us in our life, are happening for us, not to us. But a lot of us haven't got out the victim mentality yet. So we think that everything is occurring against us, especially when it's not good. Especially when it's not good. But most times, when things are not going good, are the most important times that I find in our lives, because it's the only time that we learn something. And if I'm wrong, tell me how many times you learned something from good times. You probably got a good memory, but I bet you ain't got no life essence message that you can share with me, and I could take something and build and integrate something into my life from it. It's just a good memory. How many lessons you got from good times other than good times? It's the hard times that give us the lesson that we need. You ever had the blessing met you halfway? And if so, would you notice it? Well, I hope you receive this from today. Stillness and abundance, love and light, health and wholeness. Feel good for no reason at all. Thank you for rocking with me. Thanks for the like, share, subscribe, subscription. Press the like button on your before you leave out if you ain't pressed it as you came in. Share the videos. Share the videos. Thank y'all, family.